When I stopped praying for things, I started to manifest my desires. Why? Because I learned that the universe is a mirror. It's actually reflecting back to us our state of being. And so in life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are being. And when you make that shift from the inside out, then there is a change that starts to occur in what appears to be your external reality and your external world. And so, what's going on here? Well, what we think is out there somewhere, what we think is the outer world, is actually just a projection of the subconscious mind. And so, as within, so without. And in order to change our external reality, we have to change our inner reality. We have to change or reprogram our subconscious mind. And when I did this, I started to experience the shift in my external reality. But what I noticed was that for so many years of praying to some deity up there in the sky to do things for me, what I noticed about that perception of prayer was that the reason it wasn't working most of the time, and when it did work, I could probably say it was just luck because it was very rare that I would pray for something and it would actually come to pass. What I noticed was that when I was praying for something to happen, and I was praying to this deity out there somewhere in the sky, up in the heavens, I was praying from this place of lack. I was praying from this belief of I don't have whatever it is that I'm praying for, and that's why I'm praying for it. I'm praying for it so that I can experience it right here, right now. But I was just believing what my five senses were telling me and what I felt and what I was experiencing. And that was my state of being. And so I kept getting the same result of not having and my prayers not being fulfilled because why? The universe, the outer world is just a reflection of our inner world, of our state of being. In life, you don't get what you want, you get what you are being. And so when I started to learn about this and I started to read these teachers like Neville Goddard, I was amazed because what they were saying, what he was writing about, what was things that I was actually starting to find in the Gospels, like when Jesus talks about prayer in in Mark 11:24, he says, when you pray, believe you already have it, and then it will be yours. And for me, this was like brand new. Although I was raised Christian and I probably have read the Gospel of Mark many times. I read this particular verse in Mark 11 many times, but I just overlooked it growing up. But what does Jesus say? He literally says what Neville Goddard wrote about with the law of assumption. You're assuming the feeling, you're believing that what you're praying, what you're wanting to experience is already done, and you're living from the end. And it's not just this conscious belief that happens on the surface, it's a deep subconscious belief that is paired with a feeling as if whatever it is you're wanting to experience is already done. Because why? When you are feeling that, when you are embodying the feeling of whatever it is you're wanting to experience, you are reprogramming your subconscious mind. Your subconscious is accepting that feeling and it's transforming that into an outer manifestation in your external reality. That's how the process works. The feeling arises, you start to embody the feeling of it's already done, I already have it. Although my five senses are telling me otherwise, I'm not going by that. I'm going by the feeling that I'm starting to embody, because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference. The subconscious mind accepts it as if it is what is occurring in the external reality, and then it starts to project that on our outer world. And that's the mirror principle. That's what's going on. And so when I learned this, it really changed my life in many ways, because I stopped praying to a God, to a deity somewhere up in the sky, praying for things to happen. And I started praying from, not for, but from the power within me, which is the presence of the divine. And that's another thing that I realize, is that I'm one with God. God is within me. So I don't have to pray to God like I'm trying to, like he's some cosmic Santa Claus who's going to, bless me if I'm good and then not bless me if I'm bad. No, I have the divine presence within me. I am one with God. And if I learn how to go within and I learn how to align myself with this divine presence, then that's when miracles can really start to happen in my life. And for me, the method of going within and really changing my mind, reprogramming my subconscious mind, and raising my vibration had to do, the method I used was meditation. And with meditation, I had many misconceptions and misunderstandings about it. And so it took a few years for me to study it and learn exactly what it is and what it's not before I could start practicing it. But once I did this is when everything changed, because I started using meditation as a way to go within, as a way to experience oneness with God, my true divine nature. And from this place of being one with God, this is when a desire would arise. I would feel as though it's already done. I would transcend time. I would live from the end with this deep subconscious belief that somehow, some way, this is already a reality. This is already a done deal. And I would live from that assumption. And guess what? I started to experience results in my life. Now, what I did learn was that, and I kind of already knew this before, but this is not by any means, this is not something to, if your mindset is, oh, I want to learn the law of assumption and how prayer really works and manifestation because I'm unhappy and I think that things or manifesting will make me happy, then I would advise against that, because nothing, no material object, nothing that you can manifest, that you can create, will ever make you happy, or will ever make you permanently happy, or give you that true joy and peace that surpasses all understanding. That is a lie that the ego tries to create. The reality of it is that you have the peace that you were seeking for. You have the happiness you were seeking for. You have the joy that you were seeking for. It's inherent to your being. It's within you. It's in that same place where the divine presence is, the true self, the divine nature. It's all within. And so thinking that manifesting things, praying for things, and then these things happening will give you some kind of eternal fulfillment is a lie. It's a illusion. It's an illusion. It's not true. You already have it. And so another thing about meditation that's really helpful is meditation for me wasn't just something that I was using to manifest my desired reality. And it wasn't just something I was using to experience mystical oneness with God. For me, meditation became something that it was a method that I was using to let go. Let go of what? Let go of whatever it was in my life that was preventing me from experiencing what I already have. That's really, I would say that's the most beautiful thing about meditation. Meditation is not about gaining. It's not about achieving. It's about letting go of whatever it is that is hindering us from experiencing the inherent peace and love and joy and fulfillment that comes with simply being, that comes with simply existence and life. And again, deep within us, beyond the ego, beyond the thinking mind, that presence, that divine presence, that reality of wholeness, that reality of joy and peace that surpasses all understanding can be found only in the present moment, within the depths of our being. And this is something I think is very important for us to understand before we start getting into manifestation, law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever it is, okay? So please keep that in mind. Don't get into manifestation and learning how to pray for things and how to experience your desired reality without first being grounded and fulfilled and simply being and simply who you are, and discovering that inherent peace and that inherent happiness that belongs to just who you are, your being. And it's, like I said, it's eternal, and it can't be changed by anything externally. There's no object, there's no situation, there's no event, there's no circumstance that can waver that true divine peace that we all have inherent to our being within the depths of our being. But with that being said, because we are divine, we can create, and we can create our external reality. We do have the power. Prayer is very powerful. So I don't want you to think that by me saying that I don't pray for things anymore, that I don't pray. It's not that I don't pray anymore. Again, it's just that my perception of prayer has changed. And because of this, I am starting to experience how prayer really works. And this is something that Jesus actually said in Mark 11:24. He said, when you pray for things, believe you already have it. Believe it's already done. Don't pray with this mindset of, I don't have it. God, please do it for me. God, when is it going to happen? No, he said, when you pray, Mark 11:24, when you pray, believe it's already done. Believe you have received it, and then it will be yours. In other words, assume the feeling of whatever it is you're desiring as something that you are experiencing right here, right now. And when this happens, the subconscious mind takes that feeling, accepts it, transforms it into an external manifestation, an external reality, a prayer fulfilled. That is the process of that. And meditation, like I was saying, can be a very helpful tool for you to get into your heart space, for you to get into that sacred stillness within, and to manifest, to create from that place of divinity within the depths of your being. And the best time to meditate, the best time to pray, in my opinion, is right before bed and right before you go to sleep and right as you're waking up. Why? Because that is when we go into the theta brainwave state. And when we are in the theta brainwave state, the conscious mind becomes quiet, the thinking analytical mind is not as active, but the subconscious mind is very susceptible to be reprogrammed and to take in information. And so this is when we want to be visualizing. This is when we want to be feeling the feeling of it already being done. And so this can happen, like I said, as you're going to sleep, as you're waking up. You can also get into theta through meditation. So when you get into a deep meditative state and you start to become aware of the thoughts and the distractions of the mind, when you start to notice that's starting to slow down and you start to feel that peace start to arise from within your being, that is when you want to start, like I said, visualizing and feeling the feeling as if it's already done. You're living from the end, you're transcending time, and you're envisioning it, you're visualizing it, but it's almost like you're looking at it from this perspective of it's a past event. And so when you think about a thought, or when you think about something that happened in the past, it's a thought that you're having right now, right? Well, in the same way, when you start to visualize, when you start to feel the feeling of something that you're wanting to happen in the future, what you do while you're in theta is you view it, you visualize it, you think about it, you feel the feeling as if you're trying to remember something that's already happened. The same way you would do with an event that has already happened, a real event that happened in the past. You do the same thing with whatever it is that you're praying for, that you're wanting to experience in the future. In the present moment, you feel it as if it's a past event. You assume that it's done. You assume that you have received it. And like I said, when this happens, the subconscious mind takes this in, and then it accepts it and it projects it, and it creates the experience for us in our external reality. So that's why I stopped praying for things. And when I stopped praying for things is when I really started to manifest my desires. And you can too. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.